Hello guys, it's James and we're back for our round 7 betting tips. Oh, what a average week. What a crap week. We just got bailed out by the Monday game. Super lucky. We had the bonus bet from the Sunday night, the Saints Doggies game. Oh my god, that one would have been huge anyway. We got some good odds for that didn't hit, but just a couple of housekeeping things out of the way. First, again, thank you so freaking much for all the messages, for all the likes, the comments. Like, in weeks like this where, it might not be the best result, betting wise, I feel like super appreciative of the nice messages, like thanks for the write-ups, thanks for the video, thanks for the form guide, all this sort of stuff. The likes on the video, it means an absolute lot, because trust me, these bad weeks where it's just like you only win like 2 bets. Last year I had a round where I won none, and I was like, it's so shit, because no matter how much study, research, footy you consume, the games, radios, the footy shows, it's just like the players are human and they'll miss, and that's just life. That's what happens with betting. And if the results go poorly, it's like I feel so guilty. I'm sort of putting in the time, providing the tips, and if they miss, I'm letting other people down. So I feel real bad, but again, thank you so much for all the support, all the likes, and I like to track all my bets. It's what I do. I post them, I go through and review them, because I don't want to just post out bets willy-nilly and then just not, just dust my hands with it and not be accountable. So I like to track and keep my progress. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much, because these shit weeks, and we're going to have them. That's just what betting happen. That's just what is involved with betting. It's like a roller coaster, but you just hope that roller coaster is on an upward trajectory. So yeah, thank you heaps. And yeah, man, that was a crap week. So yeah, we just got bailed out by the Monday game. Oh yeah, I just wanted to say, so I updated the profit and loss here, and I just want to say, so that is the safe bets that I do and the bonus bets that go on top of the safe bets, because every safe bet you do, I should say, because I sometimes bet multiple times on one game. Every safe bet you should do should be covered by a same game multi bonus bet offer. So whether that's through Ladbrokes, Neds, they're the main ones I use, or Sportsbet, or PointsBet, or Tab, all your bets should have some sort of insurance, some cover, especially while all the bookies are promoting that and doing that at the moment. So that's the tally there, which will be the safe bets, and assuming that if one leg misses, you will get a bonus bet, which is then put onto the next game. I do it, and I've said it from like all my videos from last year and this year too. That just should be like best practice. Like, you're betting on those safe bets, assuming they win. Put the bonus bet on it if it misses. You're confident in this bet. Just, yeah, you don't have to throw it on anything stupid. So, yeah, that's the tally there. And I also wanted to say, with the tally, I've also created a Sportsbet Feed thing. So I don't really use Sportsbet that much, but Big Benny asked, what is your Sportsbet Feed thing? I didn't even realize this was a thing. So you can create a thing in the feed. I've created my Footy Flutters thing. So thank you for the 8 people who are following it already, who probably saw the comment. I'm going to post maybe, like, I'm not going to post every game on here. It's going to be, I don't know, whatever bets I need covered. And like I literally just said, all bets that you place should be covered. That's why I kind of use a couple of sports betting agencies. I might do one on Sportsbet. I might do one on Ladbrokes, Neds, and whatever the Sportsbet one is, I'll post here on the feed. I had a couple of extra ones too, but man, sometimes it gets very convoluted to track all the bets that I post in the video for this tally. That's why I just want to keep it to the safe bets, because it gets very crazy, very out of hand. And like, on top of, the bets that I track here, like, I've got my own bets to, like, this is my thing that I do. I don't know if you can see it if it's zoomed in enough, but like, I have a thing for each round, the bets that I do here, and then the profit here, that's totaled, and then it's all added round by round by round, and then I've made a little graph that kind of resembles what's going on. And sometimes, yeah, you have shit weeks. That's just what happens with betting. But yeah, you can turn it around. So already up, actually, what am I at? Almost $1,000, so we're very close. And then yeah, once round 7 starts, we'll keep going. But the point is, I've got all my own bets to track. I accidentally ended my recording instead of switching back, but I think I was saying I'm only going to keep track of the safe bets here, because I will provide the bonus. I will provide those extra bets I do, just to show the people that I'm safe on, and like I'm going to have an extra bet anyway. But here we're just keeping track of the safe bets, because that's what I incentivize to make money. It's what's helped me in the past. And then if I'm up a little bit, I'll have a couple of extra bets just to try and get it that step further. So yeah, anyway, just wanted to go through that. Now let's go through the round. The first bet, oh yeah, I was at this game, the Brisbane Collingwood game. I tell you what, I'm gonna fucking die on this Zorko hill. That's 3 weeks in a row where I've been pretty bullish on Zorko to bounce back. Yeah, he missed the Richmond game, and I was like, look, understandable, the ball's not in the back line that much, whatever, he get like 20, 23, I can forgive him for that. The other one, he got 23 in the St Kilda game, and I was like, okay, he played, it was like 12% less game time, or 10% less game time, which ends up being like almost half a quarter of footy. I was like, all right, I'll forgive him for that as well. He didn't play the full game time. Surely at the Gabba against Collingwood, you know, he wants to stand up and have a good game. And then he played his game time. He looked kind of hungry, but pissed off as well. You saw his body language to Chris Fagan and just the team, and like, I don't know, just to sit there like pissed off. It's not a great look. But anyway, the point is, like, I feel like he still cares. So that's like 3 weeks in a row where he's missed because the ball's not down there, missed because he didn't get his game time, missed because he had an off game. It's like, how many times can I keep trying to fucking back him to get 25? And the crazy thing is, I'm still kind of bullish on him to get 25. I think we've just got him on a really shit run. And like, until Kitty Coleman comes back, that's something I'll reassess. But for the meantime, with like the same team doing what he does, and like, I know Fletcher's come back a little bit, but Fletcher would usually get like 15 posies on the wing anyway. He's taken a couple of kickouts, but like Wilmot isn't popping off. Lester, Andrews, Ainsworth, none of them are getting as much of the footy. Like, Zorko is still the facilitator back there. And yeah, it's just running out of excuses for Zorko. But yeah, so we'll see. Anyway, Crisp was great. The whole Collingwood team was great. My dad sent me a text. He's like, wow, aren't you privileged to see the Dacos brothers have a great performance like that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm so privileged to watch them absolutely just rip open my team. The only positive thing for me was I have a decent couple of bets on Dacos for the Brownlow, so that was great. That was a silver lining. Josh Dacos, we called the bounce back, so he had that 14 posie game, and I was like, look, all right, we'll go 20. I reckon he had an off game. Let's just at least ask 20 out of him. Fucking had such a great game. Had an 80-meter penalty, but anyway, the Dacos brothers just made us all made Brisbane look stupid out there, and had such a good game. And Charlie Cameron, I think he had a shot and missed that snap around the body. Yeah, very unlucky. He missed the week before. Charlie Cameron like never misses 2 weeks in a row. I think he's only had one game where he hadn't had a scoring shot. He might have had like 3 misses last year, and now we've got him for 2 misses in a row, and he's only at like round 6. So very unlucky. But again, that's just with betting. Sometimes your team just has a shit performance. Like Will Ashcroft for this game got 13 posies. 13. I've been very bullish on him to get 25. So to see him get 13 posies, I was like, that is crazy. No one else really to note. I won't go through all the players. I'm just going to stick with my bet. I'm going to start going through all the players when Jono's back, because when I watch the game, I sometimes have the blinkers on and I'm just watching the players I bet on. Anyway, for the next game, which is the North Melbourne Carlton game, I'm gonna pause right here, and I'm gonna show you what happened to Cherry for him to not get his 15th posie. Watch this. All right, just ignore the brightness and the quality, because I had to record on my phone. I swear I've recorded on here before, but it wouldn't let me. Anyway, this is the last one where we just needed one more posie. Grabs it, fucking misses. Look, I know it wasn't him and was pushed out, Lewis Young, but like, fucking put on your boot. Oh, there was a couple of other times in the first quarter too where he goes up in the ruck, grabs it out. That's not a posie. That wasn't counted as a posie. And like another one where he'll grab it out of the ruck and then just drop it. This was just the first quarter highlights. I wasn't going to go through it all, but like just grabbed it out and then just fumbled. And it's like far out. I know there's people getting hands onto it and slapping it out, but it's like if he could just hold those and then just continue on, like he could have had 20 touches, but he only got 14 posies. So yeah, super unlucky for that one. But otherwise, Hewitt looked amazing. Sheasel, like just doing what they do. LDU is making his case for the 25 posie bracket again, like he has for the last year or so. Adam Chera has been great. I've been bullish on him for 25, so I thought 20 was a layup. And Jai Simpkin actually hit in the very end. Actually, I'm pretty sure Jai Simpkin hit his last posie because of the Cherry Fresh Airy. But, so anyway, Cherry could have definitely hit many times throughout that game, so super unlucky. There's a couple of other people I could point out. Like, I'm glad I picked up, I don't know if you guys saw, but Luke McDonald, I've highlighted a couple of times, and I've said in the video and on my notes, he was 10 for 22 last year, so less than 50% he was hitting, and he's had a good bit of form, so he was 8 out of 10, and I was like, I think the 8 out of 10 is flattering. I'm highlighting him, but I'm not betting on him. And since I've said that, the last 2 weeks he's missed. Finn Sullivan actually had a stinker, so I'd be keen to see what his odds are for next week, because I think like players like that who are just on the up, they, especially first year rookies like that, they're going to have a down game. So I think he can bounce back. Carlton just dominated the whole team, so everyone sort of had a good game there. Anyway, moving on to the next game, which was the other one on Friday, which was Eagles Bombers. Okay, and now like it's, again, all the research you do into it, it's like West Coast have given up the most posies for the year, and the contested posies. You think it's going to be an Essendon's forward line a lot. No. And so Perkins doesn't get much of it in like half forward for the Dons. And he was playing like full forward at some points. I think when Peter Wright had to go into the ruck, especially in that last quarter where Sam Draper was injured, which is very unfortunate for Essendon. The two ruckmen going down with season-ending ACLs, or were they both ACLs? Or Sam Draper's was an Achilles. Anyway, the point is, Perkins missed. Just Essendon, even though they won, I just thought they was going to win by a lot more, and West Coast were great for, most of that game. Durham genuinely missed though, so I thought he was going to destroy and feast on West Coast mid, just like every other team has. And then as soon as it's his time to step up to the plate, 19, and I don't think he was looking close to it either, because I'm pretty sure that 19 was a little bit generous. He wasn't tracking well anyway. Zach Merritt just hit as well. Oh, Dylan Shield was great. Nick Martin, like I said, I thought Essendon were going to have an absolute field day on West Coast, so kind of disappointing to see. And actually, I'm just having a look at Durham's last quarter. So his last quarter, he got 6. Yeah, so he was, obviously, if you need 20 posies for the game, you need 5 a quarter, so underachieved a lot, so we couldn't even make up for it. But again, I'm not writing him out. That's just unlucky. Ryan Marrick, I thought, could have had a lot more of it. He slowed down too. McGovern got a lot of it as well. So Mitch McGovern, I think he got over 20 in the end. Mitch McGovern, he got 20. Oh, sorry, Jeremy McGovern. But yeah, Ryan Marrick, who I've been bullish on because he's taken a lot of the kickouts. So for West Coast this year, he's actually been taking the most kickouts. Like he took 10 the week before, 8 the week before that. He took 4. McGovern took 5, but before that they've kind of been, like I still thought Ryan Marrick was going to get 5, or I thought he might have got a bit more. I thought he was going to get the majority of the kickouts just because McGovern's first came back. He's often looked gassed. He's playing lockdown defender. But yeah, I thought Ryan Marrick was going to get more kickouts, and to just hit 20, usually he switches the ball a lot more. They'll use him. He's got a great kick. So the 20 is kind of good, because I hope it doesn't, like if he kept scoring well, his 20 posi price range will go down. But I kind of want him to just hit, because I'm still bullish on him for 20 plus. I mean, I was bullish on him for 25, but yeah, we'll take what's good value. The Melbourne Freo game. Okay, I had a bonus bet on this. I had an extra bet on this. Josh Tracy for 3 goals, which he's done 8 out of 10 times and then missed. But anyway, the safe bet got up, which was great. Max Gawn fucking destroyed. Probably should have really thought about that before going in. Obviously, no Luke Jackson and a like underdone Sean Darcy. I know he's sort of fit, ready to go, but you know, Max Gawn, who has been underperforming, and then he's coming up against a ruckman who hasn't played in ages. Like, yeah, Max Gawn just absolutely feasted. So that was great to see. Clayton Oliver, he was for a while there, he was looking like he wasn't going to hit, but then came out with 25. Petrarca was great. Bowie, so I was very happy with this pick. I was bullish on Bowie. He's only missed 1 game this year by 19 posies. And then Stephen May was a laid out. He racked it up. He got so much of the footy. I'm not sure if it says on the website, so I have to check my phone. But I'm pretty sure he had like almost 20 posies by half time. Jake Bowie, he got 11 in the first quarter. He had 21 posies in the first quarter. Okay, so he went a little bit quiet after that. Only 8 posies after half time. That's still 21 in the... Yeah, Jake Bowie was all over the place. He was fucking awesome. So, again, very bullish on Jake Bowie. Whether his $1.60 goes into... Look, I'd probably still take him at $1.40 plus. $1.30, I'd have to... Like, $1.30 is where I'm, like, taking midfielders. I do like halfback for $1.40, $1.50. Well, it depends. I'm seeing great signs from Bowie. Might not even stop me. Shai Bolton looked great. The first quarter, though, he did, like, cop a corky or something. He had to get on the bike, ride it out. So he only got 1 touch at quarter time. I was still confident he was going to hit because he's looking great for Freo, getting a lot of the footy, and he delivered, playing like a lot up the ground. Yeah, really bullish on Shai Bolton in Freo colours because, like I said, he had that patch where he missed at Richmond. So his form guide does not look that flattering, but he is playing really well. Next game for... Oh, where to go? Here we go. The GWS Adelaide game. No, I've skipped one. We'll get to that one. There it is. GWS Adelaide. So this is really shit. Our safest leg fails. Josh Kelly was our safest, like $1.20. Rankin hit in the dying seconds. I know a lot of the media were saying Toby Bedford was going to take Isaac Rankin, but I'm like, look, yeah, he might get him for like a quarter or so, but then he's going to like Dawson. Dawson is way more damaging, but Bedford was on Isaac Rankin for like a good half. I think he got off him in the end, and Rankin wasn't even doing anything anyway, so Rankin was in half forward. Thankfully the tag didn't stay because he might not have hit otherwise. But yeah, very lucky with Isaac Rankin. Might just have to be considerate next time for any game against a tagger that they will probably go for Rankin instead, where I just thought it was going to be Dawson despite all the noise. Anyway, so keep that in mind. Luke Nankervis, he has been the best for value for money, very safe. I think he only missed like 2 or 3 games last year. Started the year great. Once he had that sub game out of his system, he's hit. Luke Nankervis is so freaking good. I just hope he stays at good value. I'm including him every day of the week. Ben Keys for posies. You can get Ben Keys for posies, for a goal. He's always good price. Worrell was great as well. You might play more of a sort of lockdown role, but he's still there to provide the handball receive, just in the chaos of the back line. Yeah, I don't think he gets many kickouts though. That usually falls to Keane, who actually took 0 on the weekend. It was all Hinge. Oh yeah, Hinge has taken a bit more now. Hinge took a lot last year, I know that, but then Keane overtook him. Keane's taking some, and Wayne Miller. So yeah, I don't expect Josh Worrell to get his 15 posies by kick-ins. Like he took 1, 2, 4. 4's good. But anyway, I do like Worrell, but yeah, he's not someone I'm looking at for kick-ins. Connor Iden though, 26 posies. He was $1.36 and he's missed once in like 20 or 25 games. You got to take that. That was awesome. Like, he safe as. There was a point, I think, on the back end of last year where we were getting on Connor Iden for the 20 posie bracket. Not quite there. There's a couple of players I like for 20 posies, but not quite there, like Connor Iden or Darcy Wilmot. Jake Bowie, he's looking good. I just mentioned him. But yeah, a couple of players we keep an eye on. I don't know if this is consistent yet for Iden, but it was just a great game. The next one, okay, this one fucking shitted me off because I had a big bet and Joel Jeffrey let me down. The Gold Coast just let me down. I think like the only players to hold their head up were like Matty Rao, Noah Anderson's fine, but John Noble. Like they are hungry. You can just tell they are hungry. Want the footy, will do anything. Someone who's not hungry at all, Dan Rioli. Like I thought of all games for him to bounce back. It's like his first miss in ages. He's playing against his old side at Marvel. Gold Coast are on top of the ladder in great form. Like all signs lead to him getting a bunch of footy. The ball's just sailing over his head, not getting any of it. Richmond demolished Gold Coast for 3/4. And I just, there's a point, right? So like I was just speaking about Zorko, how I'm still bullish on Zorko, even though he's missed 3 in a row. I'm still bullish after 3 misses. Dan Rioli though, I am jumping like right off after 2 misses. So he usually pays well. He's been 8. He's probably gonna, I think he's 8 out of 10 after this stinker. But the point is just after watching the game, how just, I don't know, just not uninterested. I don't want to say lazy. That's harsh either. But the only other word I have for it is like just hunger and just wanting the footy. Like John Noble, who I haven't been betting on, who I probably should at the moment. He is just someone who just wants the footy, will run, just bust his ass, will get back, take kickouts. When the ball is like getting kicked out on the full, he's running there. He'll get handball received. He'll want to switch the play. You know, like if the big ruckman or someone takes it in the center of the ground, and you know when the camera's like zoomed in on the ruckman, when the camera's about to zoom out before they supposedly kick it, I just know Noble is running from behind, wanting this footy. So yeah, I really like John Noble, and I think that is more of the factor that is in play with me not wanting to pick Dan Rioli. Look, every player has a couple of bad games. This could be that, because when look, I don't want to jump off him too quick, because when you consider McGrath got like 9 posies one week, and then he came back with a 26, and then a 24 or something, and then Josh Dacos got a 14. He bounced back with a 30. There was another situation of it that, Lockie Bramall, he got a 9, and then he came back like the next week with like an 18. So these halfbackers can have moments like this. I thought last week was Dan Rioli's quiet game, but he can be even quieter. So yeah, it's just something to consider. John Noble's looked hungry every game, so I almost want to keep betting on him. And for kickouts as well, he is taking more than double the next best, which is Joel Jeffrey. So I was bullish on Joel Jeffrey because I saw him again taking handball receives and a couple of kickouts, but just all of Gold Coast kind of capitulated. So he almost made up this bet in the last quarter. Had like 8 posies. Not quite there. Too little, too late. Took Miller, fantastic. Nick Vlosten was probably like best on ground. He was amazing. Thompson Dow, great. He kind of missed 20, and I've been tempted to get him for 20 posies. So we'll, again, have a suss what he's paying next week. But yeah, just the main thing to take out of this game is the Dan Rioli one. So I know his form guide might look good, but Hewlin was playing all right. I'm not actually sure if Bodie Hewlin hit because he missed the last 2. Powell missed 2, and then Powell hit the following 2. So Will Powell actually got 18. Bodie Hewlin got, like, that's, I hate that. There's like 4 players I like to bet on in that back line there. 5 now with Joel Jeffrey. Jeffrey, Noble, Rioli, Hewland, and Will Powell. And it's like, I pick these 2, they'll miss, and then these guys will hit, or vice versa. It's just sometimes luck of the draw. So I might not want to really double dip in the back line there for Gold Coast. It might be 1, not 2 halfbackers. So that's the lesson learned out of that game. The next one was the Swans Port Adelaide game, the first one of the Sunday. So I was bullish on Hornet hitting a goal. He had 1 shot in the first quarter. He kicked it out on the full. And then, to be honest, after like halftime, I stopped, or was it quarter time? I stopped watching. So we got 20 posies. But yeah, he kicked the point. So he had his scoring shots, had his opportunities. But man, it's just, something's like super deflating when you just watch all this footy and things aren't going your way. And then Bergman, this is a little like, this is a slap on the wrist moment. So I've been very bullish on Bergman for $1.50, and then he went right down. I didn't bet on him when he was $1.11. He got injured, unlucky. Then his odds got to $1.18. Not much more, but he's in the orange odds bracket for me. And I usually always look to the green ones first. But I was like, I like Bergman. Even though his odds have shrunk a lot, I'm going to back him in. But I was like, man, just... I don't know how to say it other than like... I feel like there's a false price there, you know what I mean? Miles Bergman I don't think is $1.18, and I shouldn't have taken it for $1.18. There's that risk reward. Like if he was $1.50 and he let me down, fuck, is what it is. But like $1.18, you should be getting absolute locks at that price. Chad Warner's been very quiet, and he hits, which is lucky. He usually hits. He had that off game, which apparently he was like sick, where he got subbed off. So I still like Warner for 20, and before the bounce, he's usually like $1.30, so great price. Kane Farrell been awesome off halfback. Port Adelaide looked good, totally. And even with Connor Rosie down in the back line there, Kane Farrell's still getting a lot of it, which I like to see. And the Lizard, Blakey, 15 I thought was a layup for him. I'm pretty sure he was like 9 out of 10. But like Nick Blakey is someone I'd rather bet on for 15 posies than Miles Bergman. And it's like, you just got to account for the price. Like Hornet missing a goal, and he was, I think we got him for maybe $1.36, $1.40. And look, he misses, but he's had opportunities. It shits me because he missed the week before too, and I thought Bergman would hit after being injured. But yeah, sometimes it's better to find a player who I think is just as consistent but for better odds. Next game, I'm not going to go through everyone. Like I said, I'm going to save that for when Jono's here. It's easier to go through all the players. I'm just going to go through my bets. This game I was so bullish on. If you watched the video last week, I never do my bets for like the Sunday Arvo on Thursday night or Friday morning. Whenever I do my bets, I usually wait just a little bit beforehand. But the odds for this game were insane. I'm pretty sure everyone there was like $1.38 or more. Mason Wood, who was $1.57. Riley Sanders, who gets 32 posies. I think we got him for $1.48. He was $1.22 before the bounce. All these players came in. So that is one good thing about betting out earlier. Usually some of the odds can blow out. But Ryan Burns, so I know St Kilda didn't get a lot of it. The Doggies fucking got so much of the footy. I didn't watch this game. By then, all my Saturday games, all the Sunday games, my Saturday night ones, and then the Sunday games weren't hitting. I'm like, I was catching up with friends anyway, so I didn't need an excuse to watch the footy. But yeah, literally 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of the top 10 ball getters, 9 of them were Doggies. So like Saints were just not getting their hands on the footy. And yeah, unlucky about Ryan Burns, but I think I'll bet on him the next week. Again, just depends what there is, but this one was $8 for players that would usually be like way less. So we got a gift here and it just didn't hit. So super unlucky. But the one good thing is, I guess, we got a bonus bet out of that one, which we were able to flip into the Geelong Hawthorn game, which was the game on Monday. So this was actually a great game. Like a lot of players were on track for what they needed to. Like the game itself was great, really tight, really close. Carl Amon, nothing bad to say about him, even when he was having a stinker against Port, but so was all of Hawthorn, right? So you got to take that in consideration. When Hawthorn kind of picked it up, he got like 11 posies in the last quarter. Hawthorn were in the game the whole way here. He was on track. Carl Amon has been arguably one of the... Him and Luke Nankervis are probably my two favorites that you can always get for like $1.40 or more. I hope that doesn't change, but they've been fantastic. Warple, second game back after like that injury in round 0 where he got like 11 posies in the first half. Yeah, I really like Warple for 20 if he's a good price. Bailey Smith, I was very conservative. So I don't think I saved it, but I said in my betting post, if you couldn't get Bailey Smith for 20, get Lawson Humphreys for 15, and he just hit. Yeah, a lot of the Cats backmen didn't really do that well. Stewart had one of the worst games I've seen. Zach Guthrie, I'm pretty sure he missed 15. I know Lawson Humphreys just got 15, but I've been on bullish on Lawson Humphreys for 20. So, and like I said, he did it again. Like he's been doing it the whole time. So Lawson Humphreys, he had 4 kick-ins, 3 of them were play on. Look, we'll take that because he's had 4 kick-ins and played on from 2 one game. He's done that twice. He's had 6 kick-ins, played on from 3. So look, if he's doing 75%, we'll definitely take that over 50. But yeah, I just feel like Lawson Humphreys could be having a much better disposal average if he just takes those freebies. Oh, so Lawson Humphreys got 16 in the end. And Jeremy Cameron got 14. Like it rained for a little bit. That's why I didn't get that last posse. I mentioned in the post, if it's going to be wet at all, I don't think he's going to hit. But he just missed, very close. Zach Guthrie got 13. Now, Zach Guthrie was like $1.10. So kind of like the Miles Bergman thing, where if someone is just that price, like you just don't need to include them. Unless like I feel like they're absolute certainties. Like there's something like in here where it's just like I don't feel like sort of Zach Guthrie is a certainty. I would take him if he was like $1.30, but not $1.10. Like I would take Bailey Smith. I took him for like $1.05 just to get me over the $4 mark. But like Bailey Smith would have to like just have a atrocious game not to get 20 in my point of view. Whereas some other players, I just still feel like they might not hit for that price. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just trying to explain I might not take some for a small value because I'm very bullish on these players for like a small value compared to others. I don't know. So the form guide is very objective data. It's but a lot of the bets as well. It's why I write like a paragraph on every player. It's why I speak for an hour, because there's all the subjective stuff that goes into it too. Paddy Dangerfield just hit 15. He was very close to like not hitting. Thank God he was on the bench for the last like when there's 10 minutes to go. He was on there for like 5 minutes. Came back on. Just got 2 posies. I'm like, that's what I mean about hunger. Like, so he was pretty quiet. Okay, he had a great first quarter, and then I think it was like 2 disposals. I can't remember how much he got in the end. Whatever it is to equal 15, but you know what I mean with that hunger. Like he wants the footy. There'll be times where he'll run out, make the lead. He's running back to the forward 50, and then turn around, want the footy. He'll dive on the footy. He'll try and rip it out, just get a handball out. Like those are the players I absolutely love to bet on. Someone who will just do anything in their will. And there's another bracket to that. Like back on this game, the Clayton Oliver one, which one? This one. So when I said Clayton Oliver might not have hit, again, I don't know how much of the game you watch compared to what I do, but I usually watch every game of the week. He is not just him. There's a lot of other players like that, like Jack McRae, or where if there's an advantage played on, they will fucking handball it. They will kick it. They will do anything to get their posse. They'll put their posse first before the team success. So there was one play where it's like whistle, Clayton Oliver's got it, just whack it out there. I don't care who it's to. Advantage. I'm just loving it. I'm like, Clayton Oliver, that is perfect. And the coach is like, what the fuck are you doing? But it's like, we love that. We love someone who is hungry. We love someone who will play on no matter what. Like just some players, like, again, I don't know how to explain it other than just they want a disposal, whether they're being tackled. And a lot of players it's what the coach tells them, right? Pick up the ball maybe and just brace for the tackle. This is all in a split second, right? Obviously don't brace the tackle holding the ball. I'm talking about if the ball is there, pick it up, just hit the tackle and then ball up. But there's a lot of players who will just fucking get the ball, flick it out, or just soccer it along the ground. The soccer along the ground is a disposal, that counts as a kick. And those are the players I do love to bet on, who will just put their posies first before the team. So anyway, I think that's all the bets. The last one was that Monday game, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. So like I said, pretty average week. We got absolutely bailed out by this one in the end. The tally is all the safe bets and the bonus bets, because like I said, if you're betting on all these ones, you should have them all covered. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to stop here and then we'll go into the game, the round 7 betting tips. All right, peace. Guys, I'm so pissed. So Jono and I did that whole recording and found out at the end that there's no audio for him, which is super annoying because we did a test recording beforehand, and the recording program that I use, I've got levels for me, I've got levels for him. I see them going up, I see them going down. I hear him. Our test recording, you can hear him. And then as soon as we do the whole recording, I close my recording program. I listen to it. No audio. I open my recording program and then his volume is gone. So I'm like, I think some bug shit happened just where it's gone. So I've re-added it. Hopefully it's fine for next week. But yeah, unfortunately this video, there's no audio from Jono. Super flat because it was great to have him back. Great insight, great chatting. It was like a really good combo. But yeah, obviously can't record it again. He's going to the footy today. I'm not recording it all again because I need to get this video up. And yeah, so I figured I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to chop out all bits where he's talking. So it's going to be stitched together. It's going to be messy. It's going to be weird. It is what it is, but I figured a video is better than no video. So at least you can see the stats. But yeah, apologies for the video this week. Yeah, I'm super pissed off because like it was all fine. It was all working. Like we literally did a test video beforehand too. He got a new mic as well. So yeah, I'm obviously flat as, so hopefully it'll be all good to go. Big learning curve to like double, triple check, but we did check. So it's like, I don't know what more I can do. Yeah, anyway, so excuse the video quality and the choppiness, and yeah, it's just going to be a one-sided combo to this. So sorry if things are out of context or you get a bit confused, but yeah, just a bit of a mishap this week. So until then, I'll chat to you next week. All right, peace. Hello guys, all right, we're here for the bets and we're here with Jono, who is back after ages being away. Jono had a great time overseas, going to the weddings, drinking teas and beers and seeing Loch Ness, so that was good, right? Yay. And no doubt you watched all games as soon as you got back, you did your homework and... Good, that's what I love to hear. Well, speaking of the first game, Jono is a Pies man, so he's got some great insight for the Anzac Day game. We'll get straight into it. So the bets for this round, I'll just list off who I've got. Oh, let me start the timer. Darcy Cameron for 15, Roberts for 15, Durham for 20, Ned Long for 20, and then Nick Dacos for 25, maybe the Anzac medalist. But anyway, so Jono, who do you like for the 15 posies? Played a game this year, AFL, yeah. Yeah. Mason Cox is out. There's no one else. Like Dan McStay might just pinch hit a bit to give Darcy Cameron a break. But yeah, I think Darcy Cameron has every chance to get 15 today, which I love. Oh yeah, he's literally one of the best ruckmen going around. So I think he had a 14 last week, which is a miss. Yeah, like you said, versus Goldie, I think he's a great hit. One that I'm going to highlight is Archie Roberts. So he's played 9 games of his career. He has hit 9 games. So all these games he's played, he has hit. So I am jumping on him. I've included him in the bet. Really like him playing on the wing. And it wins, losses, he's still hitting. So I love to see that. Jono's got probably some insight. I've got a couple yellow ones highlighted here. Crisp, Sidebottom, Pendlebury. They're all the old boys. All right, some more justice for Jono. He had a really good pickup where it's Jack Crisp's... he's getting the milestone game next week, and Collingwood are notorious for subbing players just before a milestone. He said they did it with Pendlebury before he's 400th or something. He had another example that I forgot, but he also mentioned, so Sidebottom was going to be the sub last week, and well, Crisp has his milestone and Pendlebury's old, so that's why we've just highlighted some in yellow, because there is a risk they could get subbed. Just so they keep them fresh for either next week or the milestone game. But yeah, just wanted to put that in because Jono had a really good point. Yeah, when Jono first told me this, I was like, whoa, that is great. That was an awesome insight. And the Jack Crisp one, I think, just hits the nail on the head. If they want to keep him right for the consecutive games record, Collingwood are up. And Steel Sidebottom was the planned sub. Didn't happen, but hence why the yellow on a couple of players. Back to the blue, I've got Redmond, Ridley, 10 out of 10. I feel like they're very safe. I've got Ned Long for 15, but we'll talk about him in a second. Dersma seems right after the knock to the ribs. But in the 20 posi bracket, Jono was probably bullish on Houston. He's only had the one miss this year. Yeah, no, I think that is a great call, because when you look at it, you're like 6 of 10, he's hit, miss, but you got to remember, he's only had those 3 games for Collingwood, and that one miss for Collingwood, yeah, playing a bit more of a shutdown role. So, yeah, really like that. I like Durham. I was going to say, did I not include him? But I have, because, yeah, he missed the week before. I was bullish on him for 25, and he got 19, so I'm very bullish on him just to at least bounce back and get 20. Oh, yeah, that is true. So he got 22 and 25 against Collingwood last year. So I feel like he's a very good chance. Yeah. No, I think he is a good strong body. Dylan Shield I've highlighted, but I'm not going to bet on this time. I've been betting on Shield probably the last 3 weeks, but now he's sub $1.20. I just feel like there's better options to pick. Speaking of maybe the last one we'll touch on the 20 posi bracket, Ned Long. So he has played, I think, 5 games for the year. 2 of those are sub. So if we just count the 3 he's played start to finish, all in the 20s. So he is looking great. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's good to jump on that early form when you see it, even though he's 3 out of 10. But like, yeah, he is just hitting. So that risk, yeah, no, I think so too. 25 posi bracket. Well, speaking of Nick Dacos' bodyguard, is Nick Dacos himself. He's $1.22, and his only miss this year has been the cramp game he got against GWS, and he was tagged. So if he can hit every other game except that, that is great. And he's probably every chance for the Anzac Day medalist too. So, wait, is he captain? No, wait. Oh, I was like, oh, huge. Yeah, that'll be great. I was like, did I miss that? Yeah. No, I think he steps up. Yeah, he's a great leader, well-spoken. His brother, Josh Dacos, after he had that really shit miss of 15, he bounced back. I was kind of annoyed I didn't jump on him. I did for 20, but not 25. And as Jono spoke about Houston, he's back, but Dacos has hit in every game that Houston has played in. So that 15 was Adelaide Oval, no Houston, and Dacos just had a quiet game. So yeah, I think that's just what you chalk that one up to. I've also done a 30 posi bracket just to include a couple extra. Nick Dacos I've highlighted, but like you can get him for $1.22 in 25. I'm happy with that. Yeah. Goal scorers. Okay, you might be like, what the heck is going on? I've highlighted all Collingwood, but this is not to include them all. This is to like pick one. I feel like if I was to pick one, I would pick Mychek. I just feel like he has a scoring shot every game. The one miss he had this year, he kicked 3 points. I personally like Mychek. Is there anyone, if you had to pick out of those, Jono, that you would maybe pick? Oh, actually, Ndagoe. Yeah, true. He played so much forward in the game he got subbed out. Mel. And it's not a bad point to bet on Ndagoe at the moment. If he's kicking goals, because I'm not that bullish on him for posies at the moment. So I don't even know what he was paying for posies. He's $1.36. I mean... No, I reckon I'll just go on him for goals. But yeah, anything else you want to touch on for this game? Oh yeah, we need to organise that. But yeah, Darcy Cameron, I think. Yeah, we'll include this maybe for our next thing. We're a bit more organised. But yeah, Darcy Cameron's a good call. Oh yeah, I mean, hard to go past Nick Dacos, especially when like 39, 34, like I watched him I was at the Gabba last week, and holy shit, he made just all of us look stupid. I feel like he's going to do something similar. It's safe, it's boring, but yeah, Dacos. What about you? Oh, bang. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, remember when he kicked that goal to win it against Essendon in Port? I'm like, oh, that could definitely get him a medal. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game. All right, and for the next game, we have Freo versus Adelaide at Optus. I've got a fair few here, but just before you freak out at how many legs this is, let me just explain it. Keys, Bolton, Nank, Clark, Young, Dawson, Ryan. Ryan and Dawson are like in the orange odds. So I find they're very cheap, but they just get this price to $5. And Dawson has missed once by 1 posi. Ryan has not missed 15. And then the rest are kind of the bet I would usually do. So yeah, it's a 5 leg essentially. I've just included a couple extra. Yeah. And kind of similar with Ryan, I feel like Jordan Clark, I'll touch on him in a second, he's in the 20 posi bracket, but I think Freo's backmen, they just always usually get a lot of the footy. Yeah. No, sorry, just the 15 posi bracket. Josh Worrell, I was just very, very tempted to include, but when I've already got a long leg and I'm including Ryan and Dawson, I don't want to be including a Worrell as well. So the first one that I've actually included was Ben Keys, like 10 out of 10. Playing, if either forward pocket or high half forward, coming up and getting a lot of the footy. Just, yeah, he's averaging 19 posies. Looking great. Not much more to say about Ben Keys. Oh, yeah, it's a good pickup. Yeah, actually, I think maybe the injury just threw me off and the 6 out of 10. But yeah, someone I didn't highlight. But he is probably actually what's causing Mark King to get no footy anymore. Yeah, love it, love it. So he is, yeah, fully invested at the moment. And for those who watched the Freo game last week against Melbourne, he got a corky in the first quarter. He got 1 posi. He was off. He was on the bike. I'm like, well, this bet's done. No, because Shy Bolton is that keen. He wants the footy. Ended the game with 20 posies. Like, that is, what more can you say? He got 19 posies in 3/4. Jeremy Sharp, I've highlighted. I probably haven't watched him enough. Winger, right? For Freo? Oh, okay. That's good to hear. Last one for the 15 is my boy Luke Nankervis, who I'm, again, so bullish on. $1.40. Huge. 3 misses last year. Hasn't missed this year, excluding the sub game, but I just keep riding a player like that. Yeah. Exactly right. No one else from the 15, 20 posie bracket. So I mentioned Luke Ryan, how I included him. Jordan Dawson missed by 1 posie, $1.17, just to help get it to $5. I feel like a player of that caliber as well just makes it all the more safe for that. Jake Saligo, you'll probably watch a bit more of him than I have. No, which is great. Just speaking of more Adelaide, Isaac Rankin has been getting a lot of the CBA minutes, and he, again, I'll just keep reminding you guys, his 15 was against Essendon, where he got subbed off. It was like halfway through the third, so he could have easily hit 20. He got 20 last week by getting tagged from Bedford for half the game. So yes, he then did play a lot of forward after halftime. I was hoping he'd play a bit more around the ball, but still, to hit 20 in what I see as like an off game from Rankin, I think is great. I'm kind of surprised I haven't included him. Oh yeah, didn't they score like 20, 30 points? It was so low. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, they won, right? GWS was the one who scored very low. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, I see that too. Just skipped over a couple of Freo players. Hayden Young, obviously, came off half back, moved into the midfield. Now, so he had 3 misses last year. 3. 2 of them were his last 2 games of last year, right? And then to start the year, he got an 18. He played less, it was like 10% less game time than he usually does, and he played that up in the forward line. So just easing him back into it. He's eased back into it, got a 25. I really like Hayden Young. He's $1.24. I don't think he'll be that in the following weeks. Jordan Clark, similar to Luke Ryan, I just think he'll get a lot of it. His 1 miss was 18 posies. Otherwise, he's been huge to start the year. Over $1.20, love. 25 posi bracket. Jono touched on Matt Crouch not getting many CBAs, but still finding a lot of it. So that was just the only thing that kind of just made me not want to bet on him. But oh wait, do you know if, sorry, this question without notice, is Berry playing? I know he was the sub last week. Did he get a game? Oh no, he is out, Sam Berry. Sorry, I threw that on you. Yeah, he's struggling to find game time. Avasas, who got subbed out, I'll quickly go through the 25 for Freo. Brayshaw and Sarong, I really like. Brayshaw I like more than Sarong, but he's $1.19. We're talking about Matt Crouch here being a sub-risk. No, that's right. But he is probably a bit of a sub-risk in that regard, I guess. Just Jono and I see him kind of like what happened to George Hewitt last year. Obviously, George Hewitt's popping off now. Also, Jared Lyons, sometimes those mids that they try and phase out, they just reduce CBAs. Then the sub comes, but... Oh, yes. No, he did get rested. I do remember that. So he's only... Ben Keys for a goal. Oh, sorry. And Dawson I've highlighted for 25. I like... he's only missed 2, but I think I'm just going to be a bit safe and take him for 20. Goal scorers, Ben Keys, just like his posies, 10 out of 10. What the fuck? Jump on this man until he has an absolute stinker. So, Josh Rochelli first game back. Maybe wait. I think that's probably the best call. Oh, yeah, true. And I've highlighted Michael Frederick just because he's coming off a miss and he's 8 out of 10. So no reason not to bet on him. I just think I've got other options that I prefer before this. Yeah, I was very tempted to bet on Ben Keys for a goal, but I'm like, I just think I like him for posies a bit better. So anyway, move on to the next one. Alrighty, the St Kilda Brisbane game, the first one of Saturday. This one, like, the bets already stood out to me, and I haven't told John on this one, but one bet I've included, one leg, I am going down with the ship. I think Zorko for 25. I am still bullish on him. Like, some players, like, I told John this off the camera thing. Dan Rioli, I'm just jumping off straight away. I just don't like his body language, how he's playing. Even though Dane Zorko, I still think he's hungry. I know he's missed, he's had excuses. The game against St Kilda, he had less game time. And there was another game against Richmond where the ball wasn't in the back line. And then everyone just from Brisbane pretty much had a bad game against Collingwood. I still think he's going to hit. Coming off 3 misses, I don't think he'll make it a month in a row. Yeah, and maybe there's a little bias there, but like I know everyone's bringing up, oh, he's like 36 or something. Is it past him? I still think like no, I think he's been fine. Yeah. No, then we go again. Anyway, I just want to get that off my chest for the 25. Back to the 15. Mason Wood. When you see a green and green player in here, it's very hard to ignore, and he's been fantastic. One missed that. Yeah, I love him on the wing. When he plays in the forward line, it's all right. He's kicking goals, but he gets more of it on the wing. Berry, another winger, 10 out of 10. So we've got a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, and Darcy Wilmot. So jump on Wilmot. He's never $1.33. So this is Darcy Wilmot prices of like early last year. So yeah, that like that is he's usually like $1.15, $1.10 less. So I'm jumping on Wilmot. There was like that was the first lock I had of this, $1.33 for Wilmot. Anyway, that's all the bets from the 15 posi bracket. Is there anyone you want to talk about? Yeah, probably good point to pick up on. We'll get to in the 25, but yeah, Windhager, one of the better taggers going around, hard taggers. Yeah, he's overtaken Jordan. Jordan's still giving up a lot of posies. He's getting a lot himself. But yeah, I think he would be the top tagger. I've highlighted Levi Ashcroft, $1.18. He's only had one miss in his career, but you know, we'll find other options. Jasper Fletcher getting a lot of it down back now that he's moved from the wing, so he has taken some kickouts. But just remember when Kitty Coleman comes back, likely next week or the week after, just to flag that, because will he go back to the wing? Will Kitty take some of his posies? That will also probably go into the Zorko conversation, but for now, I'm getting Zorko before any of this happens. Wilson missed in the game against Doggies at Adelaide Oval. Otherwise, he's been great this year. 20 posi bracket, not great value. Good players, not great value. If they get up to $1.20 before the game, sure. Especially Will Ashcroft. He's very close for me to bet on him. Yeah, I think so. And usually before the game, it does fluctuate, good or for bad. But yeah, and it's just funny because I said I'm very bullish on Will Ashcroft for the 25 posi bracket, and as soon as I say that, he comes out and gets a 13. I'm like, well, fuck you, Ashcroft. No, no, I still really, really like him. Very bullish. But yeah, skipping then right to the 25 posi bracket, we've highlighted Neil orange or yellow, whatever that color is, and then just because of the Windhager tag, Lockie Neal notoriously has stinkers in tag games, so be prepared for that. Someone, on the other hand, who's coming off a tag, well, kind of off a tag game. So Jack McRae was tagged by Bedford. Was it Bedford? Yeah. But no. So I missed one game last week, and it was this. I missed watching one game, and it was this game. So I didn't see how McRae got 19, but I feel like he. Like averaging 30 to start the year. I think he's had his little quiet patch. I think he can bounce back. Yeah. No, I think so too. Sinclair coming off a miss. Wangani Miller has only had one miss this year for 25, and it was 24 posies. I really, really like. I'd almost go him, but if anyone is in the position that I am, Dane Zorko having 3 misses trumps this at the moment. Well, Jack still plays half back usually, so Josh Dunkley will play. Oh, sorry, yeah, Jack. Yeah, so what I think Sinclair, Jack Steele. He's down in form at the moment, anyway. But yeah. Oh, that's a good pickup. Yeah, as in you're saying because he won't necessarily have to do a defensive. If he does go to $1.20, like he probably won't. He might go. I don't know, $1.13. I wouldn't, but even though he's 9 out of 10, but yeah, $1.20. I feel like $1.20 is just. I love it when it's over that. Goal scorers. There's no one we really liked. There's. Like, I mean, what? Zach Bailey's missed. Cameron's had 2 misses. And look, sure, they might bounce back, but I'm not going to fucking throw it in the multi then for $1.14 for someone I'm iffy about. But for Dawson... Oh, so here you go. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, there's different situations where, like, I like including maybe Hogan, we'll get to it, for a couple, but I need certainties. Like, I'm not going to throw Cameron in this week for $1.14. When I did the week before off a miss, I think we got him for over $1.20. So, different risk-reward options there. But, yeah, no one else for this one. Keen to move on. Anyone else want to address? No, easy. This is the middle game of the Saturday, or is it the last one? Anyway, is the Port versus North game. And all right, so I just spoke about Zorko, how we're going down with the ship. I don't know if we're going down the ship just yet, but Tristan Cherry for 15, who came off a 9. I've forgotten who that was against. That was Wits. Wits has been keeping Ruckman to low posies. He got a 14 against Tom de Koning. Now, he could have easily got 15, but he fumbled it, and I've said that in the review part of the video. I even showed clips. But yeah, Cherry is someone who I don't think will miss 3 in a row. Surely, Jono? Yeah. Yeah, no, I really like Cherry. One of the better Ruckman. I see him just bouncing back. For 15, I've highlighted Powell and Wardlaw. Powell is kind of on the way down a little bit because of Wardlaw's inclusion. Now, Wardlaw I'm bullish on, and I'm sure you would have seen how well he played against... who did they play? North last week. He popped off and got a bunch of the footy. Carlton, that's right, yeah. And so I even highlighted him for 20. But for 15, sometimes a sneaky little, like players like this, like I wouldn't include Charlie Cameron for 2 goals for this price, but Wardlaw, there's a different safety or different feeling behind these sort of picks. That was insane. He was the only one like looking so hungry out there for North. Well, so I noted him last week for missing 20 and he got 19. So someone who I might dabble in, like another bet, just while we're speaking on Wardlaw, look at him for 20. He's $1.78, 7 out of 10. His first game back where you thought he'd ease into it, 21. And like Jono just said, I think he's only got potential like on the up at the moment. Yeah, easy. Back to the 15. Willem Drew, absolute stinker against Sydney, probably tagged. I missed the second half of this game. 9 posies for Willem Drew. I just think that is an outlier. I think he can bounce back. Probably going to be sitting on LDU for the game. But no, I don't think so either. Bergman, we stupidly included for like $1.11 or something, and he missed. Apart from that, I think every player has their miss every so often, and I think that's his. Great player. The club love him. Yeah, no, I think that'll be a good one for Bergman. McKercher, who has dropped in the 15 posi bracket this whole year, pretty much. Yeah, jump on him. Really like McKercher. He is down in form, but not down enough for me to avoid him for the 15 posi. That is great value. Darcy Tucker usually plays on the wing, but he went half back for a bit. Now he's back on the wing, so I like him for 15. So, actually, he might be playing half back because... And typically going into the back line is not... It's not an issue, but for Tucker, he had very quiet games in the back line last year, and also had some good ones, but I just know he can have quiet ones. So maybe something to be careful of. I still like him, but... Yeah. Yeah, no, nice. Otherwise, we spoke about Cherry, so that's the 15 posi bracket. In the 20, we'll sort of skip the ones with not much value. Or Connor Rose, though, if you just want to maybe boost that multi over, he is feasting. So his poor games, he hits 20. He's feasting now a half back. He has, found his spot. LDU, I'm surprised I didn't include him. I think the only reason that was hesitant was maybe just the Will Drew tag. It's not even that much of a tag, but he's been great for 20, especially while you get him at this price. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right. This could be one of... You know how Port will just spank... or they have great games against the good teams and they'll lose the ones they're expected to win? This could be this scenario. And then Ken Hinckley's in the media. Before you know it, it's like flipped again. Luke Parker hasn't missed since playing for North Melbourne, but I feel like as soon as I bet on him, he'll miss. I don't know. I'm just watching Luke Parker have a great patch of form, but I haven't included him. Jai Simkin, though, 10 out of 10. Just, yeah. Yeah, so they're reducing a little bit, but still hitting. So I feel like a mature body in there is with the kids, I think is great. Obviously Simpkins in there too, but I think having Parker there is just beneficial for North. Hornet for 20, yeah. Oh, so look, we'll get to the goals, but you know how I was very bullish for Hornet for 20 or a goal. Look at him for a fucking goal this week, $1.18. Gross. Anyway, just so The 25 posi bracket. This is probably the most. Oh, sure. This is probably the most I've highlighted for the 25 posi bracket like ever. 4 players in there. I have no reason not to include any of them. Caleb Dan. Yep. No. Oh, close to. I've locked it, but I haven't walked away. I don't know. I've still got the key in my hand. Yeah. Oh. It's very tempting. So I'll be. Oh, yeah. So no one down there. So no Zach Fisher. And yeah, Aiden Core, who sometimes takes like 3-4 kickouts. They're going to Caleb Daniel. Yep. And this is... Yeah, I think, yeah, Caleb Daniel is the distributor. They're going to look for him. I just think that is a sure thing, especially coming off a miss. And you guys know I'm very bullish of someone who's coming off a miss to hit the following week. But yeah, so that's Daniel. Otherwise, Butters in his first... This is his 3rd game or 4th game now? I think so. It could be 2. Again, I've thrown you a couple of questions without notice, but the point is he's come to start the year looking fantastic. Oh, you're right, Jono, 3. Yeah, so just his 3-game average is 30 posies. That is huge. 7 out of 10. Yeah, the only reason I'm not including him is because I've gone Sheasel, 10 out of 10, and I've gone Caleb Daniel. Like, I can't do it where I'm putting 3 players for 25 in my multi. Yeah. Are you saying I should do it? Yeah. 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 Yeah, because remember that happened like last year when Sheasel like played forward for a bit, or he just, yeah, as long as there's no fuck around, but he's 10 out of 10, and I don't see him moving at the moment. Goal scorers, we touched on Hornet playing absolutely abysmal prices. Like, I was so bullish. I'm like, yes, he's missed. I'm going to bet on him. Not worth it. And even last week, he kicked one out in the full. He kicked a point. This week, he's going to kick a goal. I'm very certain. But $1.18, I'm not watching the whole game to hope Hornet kicks one. Like, who knows what could happen? Port could lose this, so I don't know. Anyway, Zerha for a goal. Not that bullish on. Ollie Lord, again, too short. Anyway, anyone else that you want to touch on for this game? Yeah, only value there, in our opinion. Easy. We'll move on to the next one. All right, for the last game of Saturday, GWS versus Doggies, I've included, it's a bit hard to see on this one, I've got Bailey Dale, Josh Kelly, Williams, Bramall, Iden, Ed Richards. Again, so it's a slightly bigger leg than I usually do, but all plays there I'm very confident on. They're all like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. A lot to pick from, which is great to see. But first up, Connor Iden, who I've just absolutely sung his praises. He's had that one miss, has only missed once in like 20, 25 games. Huge. Like, all these players I'm very confident in. Fraser, great. Williams, great. The one I want to speak about, who I've highlighted, who's like not a 9 out of 10, Jacob Ware. So he looks very much like Himmelberg at the moment with the shaved head. So I'm getting confused. He is looking great. So he has played 4 games, excluding sub games, and he's hit all 4 for 15. And I think that's kind of affecting Himmelberg a little bit as well. Really like him. Bramall, awesome. Had that one outlier game, been fantastic. Davidson, maybe cautious of, because with Bont taking a little bit of CBAs, I know Jono's got something to say with Bont, maybe where he's going to be playing, but Davidson, maybe just be careful a little bit there, especially when you've got Richards, Kennedy, Sanders, Libber. Like, it's also just hard to see another player doing it. Oh, yeah, we'll get to him in a sec. Yeah, Bailey Dale. English has looked really good. He was a bit wary for me, kind of 50-50, but he has shown great signs. He's versing Kieran Briggs, which is like a big body. I'm sure. Yes, good pickup, obviously. So Sam Darcy, very, very unlucky. Thankfully, it's not ACL, still 3-4 months. But that means Tim English playing the main ruck. So yes, Rory Lobb might come in, help pinch hit. Actually, that's kind of weird they dropped Jones then, because if Rory Lobb's going to have to come in... the one who's in this week, Jed Busslinger. Yeah. Oh, yeah, actually. Oh, Jono's reminded me. So when I did this bet, I forgot to include Hogan for a goal scorer. But again, we'll get there throughout the list. There's a couple I want to touch on. But yeah, English will play a lot in the ruck. Toby Green had a stinker. Well, not even a stinker. Played all right, but that was against Adelaide where they hardly scored. So I feel like GWS won't do that twice in a row. And Johannesson I've highlighted. I was not bullish on at all. But I mean, all doggies had a great game last week. So it's kind of hard to tell. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not at the moment, even though his odds and form are great. I'm just going to wait and see. Yeah. One's a 9, one's a 25. Let's just see where the dust settles. Yeah. No, easy. Otherwise, a lot to pick from there for the 25. There's the same. So look at this, right? Just this is the 20. This is the 20 posi bracket for this game. If we go to the Brisbane game, look at this garbage. All in orange odds. And as soon as we go to this game, they're all like paying great price. All in $1.20. All in green. Like, take your pick. Like Ed Richards, great. Josh Kelly came off a miss. Bailey Dale, 9 out of 10, like huge. What the heck? And Kennedy hasn't missed for the doggies. Sanders has found some form. But Bontempelli, he's the shortest out of all of them. What do you think? Yeah, so otherwise they're leaving a lot for Aaron Norton to fill. Yes, and yeah, he did step up last week, which was good. But yeah, no, obviously no Darcy and Ugle-Hagan. Yeah. Oh, that's actually a great point, because obviously we do Supercoach and stuff as well, and the Bevo salad where he'll just throw players in odd positions. That actually hasn't happened this week. Maybe we might see Bailey Dale coming out of full forward. Yeah. But yeah, the point is it's been pretty easy to... the doggies are in their role this year. Nothing has happened, but now something has spanners in the works. What's going to happen? And that's most likely going to be Bont playing more forward. If anything, I think Matt Kennedy stays a bit more on the ball than Bont. Yeah. But yeah, we don't know. And I've highlighted Sanders, and I would go, but like, again, I just want to see what happens this week with Bont, where they don't also blow out the team. So I feel like this will be a close game. 25 posi bracket. I've skipped Green and Whitfield. They're great. Oh, you know what? I probably could have included Green and Whitfield for 30 plus at this rate, but I'm just leaving them. Libba, I've highlighted, still hit with Bontempelli. His one miss was 24. He could have easily hit 25, but he didn't get a posi in like the last 10 minutes of that game. Oh yeah, that's a good pickup. Yeah, no, good spot. Look, he has really stepped up in that void with no Bont and Treloar. So I reckon he's still good while there's no Treloar. Even with like, just you'd wait and see. But yeah, I think Bont will be not taking too much of his candy out of the center. Yeah, great start to the year. I just maybe a little too inconsistent, and against doggies who they get a lot of footy, I couldn't quite do it. The only reason I've done Ash, he is shot out of the blocks, and I'm very annoyed. So I've always been a Himmelberg or an Ash man. I'm like, who do I go? I've always been Himmelberg, and man, did I fucking back the wrong horse. Lockie Ash is fucking shot out. Oh, and just going for run and bouncing, carrying, like they want it in his hands. So yeah, he's been looking great. I can't believe I've highlighted Lockie Ash in 25. Crazy. Goal scorers. We talked about Bont playing more forward, but it's just like, look, again, he'll probably kick one, but it's just, we don't fully know. And $1.18 is just not quite that, I don't know, not quite there. Maybe, but fuck it. Nah. Yeah, I just don't feel it. Oh, yes. So I did my bet and I was showing Jono, and then I was like, fuck, I forgot to include. So Hogan is 10 out of 10 for 2 goals a game. Like, that is huge. I mean, he's 8 out of 10 for 3 a game at $1.98. So, like, yes, he's versing against dogs. No Liam Jones. No. Yeah. For all we know, Rory Lobb could be going forward because there's no hate. Like, not likely, but something could happen. I just think Hogan for 2 or 3 goals is freaking huge. Hugo Camus is great, but like, I just feel like the Hogan, the body, like a Coleman medalist. Yeah, he is just great. 2 goals. You're asking the Coleman medalist for 2 goals. Like, I think that's great. Oh, sorry, you can't see this. Okay. So, again, I don't know. He had, so yeah, he's kicked 2 and 1. Like, again, just without looking at the top of my head, but I've watched pretty much every GWS game this year. I think he has kicked like triple the amount of points that he has kicked for goals. His set shots are woeful, awful, like almost Paddy Dangerfield level. Oh, wait, sorry. So he has kicked 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's kicked 10 behinds to 3 goals. Yeah. All right, I might just remove that highlight. But anyway, anyone else you'd like to mention for that one? Yeah, easy. Yeah, I'm gutted I didn't include him. I would probably remove a leg. I wouldn't. Oh, I like all the legs in there at the moment. If I had to remove, geez, I don't even know who I'd remove. I'd almost just include Hogan as well. I got Dale, Kelly, Williams, Bramall, Iden, Richards. I like them all. If I can throw Hogan in the mix. Yeah, yeah, just because of the midfield. But I just think they. Yeah, anyway, but that's. Oh, actually, that's a good pickup. Shit. Probably didn't consider that with Libba, but I feel like Libba plays... Yeah. That is a good pickup, though. So, yeah, maybe if we were to swap out a player, because I don't want to have too many crazy legs, I'd maybe swap out Ed Richards for Jesse Hogan for 2. Yeah, I don't see Toby Bedford staying up forward. If he has to play 50% forward, he would probably then switch on to Ed Richards or something. So, yeah. Yeah, big boy, get 30 posies, 3 goals, or whatever it was. Huge. All right, easy. We'll move on. All right, the next one is the Sunday game, the Gold Coast versus Sydney. First one on Sunday, and as you can tell, it's all blank. Where I usually get my info from, which is Ladbrokes, they don't have the disposal brackets done. Nothing for 15, 20, 25, so I can't fill in the information. But so what will be the case is I will post in the YouTube post section, which you'll find here on the channel. So if you go to posts, I will have a post, the form guide, I'll have notes, I'll have a write-up, I'll have all that good to go, probably Sunday morning. So yeah, nothing to fill out for here. So we'll just move on straight to the Carlton-Geelong game. All right, following that is the Carlton-Geelong game, 3:20, MCG, Sunday. There's not like a huge one, there's not a lot to pick from at the moment, because again, not all the players are up, but what is available at the moment, there is still a decent selection. So I've actually haven't done my bet again because I will see what happens the day before. Actually, I probably could have done my bet because it's the... Yeah, well, the team should be... Oh, yeah, the extended stuff. But anyway, I'll go through who I have picked. Okay, so... Oh, I didn't include Paddy Dangerfield based on the assumption that he might be dropped, but I could include him. Rested, sorry, yeah, not dropped yet. No. Yeah. And they're versing Carlton, and Carlton, albeit, yes, in great form, had some big wins recently. Out of their last, what is it, like 18, 17 games, they've only beaten 2 teams, West Coast and North. So, and otherwise they've been putrid. So if I feel like Chris Scott is going to say, oh, hey, when can I afford to rest my best player? Or one of the top players, I feel like, yeah, it might be this game. So I haven't included... Yeah, I think Carlton like are in good form, but I also think when they verse maybe Geelong, like if Geelong let their guard down, if they rest Danger, if they rest Smith or something, Carlton momentum could, yeah. Yeah, true. You kind of want to look after the old boys. So again, I would have included Smith. I would have included Dangerfield, but I haven't just under that speculation. Otherwise, I'd throw him in. Lawson Humphreys, I think he's been great. He had a pretty quiet game and still got 15, so he's just kind of boosted it to $3 for me. Dempsey, unfortunately, we've lost a lot of value for him. I still really like getting a lot of it on the wing, and we've spoken about his misses, but one was the wet game against Brisbane at the Gabba. The other was, I've forgotten, was another wet game. I've spoken about it so many times, but I had outs for both these. No, he hit for that one. I do forget which game that was, but I had an excuse for him. But otherwise, Sean Manor has had, I think, 3 games for the year, and yeah, he looked great in that game. So He's fit and healthy. Ollie Dempsey's miss was Lions and Saints. Oh, Saints, because Geelong had a historically low disposal figure, so all of Geelong were down on their posies. So anyway, that's 15. Anyone you like from there, or we move on to the 20s? Yeah, you call that. That was a great call. Yeah. Also, someone to note I said to avoid last week was Elijah Hollins. Like, yeah, I think he can hit, but like he got tax subbed. And $1.19, I don't want to include that for something I'm unsure about. So straight into the 20 posi bracket. Adam Shearer I've highlighted just because I feel like he's an absolute lock at the moment the way he's playing. Look at his form to start the year. Huge. His shittest game was 23 posies. Max Holmes, he is never $1.20 anymore. I think the only reason he's $1.20 is because Carlton notoriously get a lot of footy from their mids. Hewitt, Walsh, Chera, Cripps, he's playing a bit forward at the moment. But point is, yeah, are you looking at his CBAs? Wow. Yeah, so if you're playing, 60-40 kind of, I don't know. I don't want to be betting. Yeah, well, actually, Mackay's back this week, so he might not have to, so... No, I think you're right. Maybe against those, weaker teams he could, but yeah, I think you need your Brownlow medalist in the mid. Holmes, I was just speaking about his price. It's great. I haven't included it just because I thought there are other options. Tom Stewart, speaking of other options, better value. He had one of the worst games I've ever seen Tom Stewart play. Ran under the ball, missed spoils, just looked so disinterested. Yeah, not himself. Yeah, he looked not himself at all. Yes, I think maybe not lock of the week. I like lock of this game, but I know Zach Guthrie, Lawson Humphreys there taking a lot of the footy, but even still, that was just an off game for Stewart. And like we've seen Andy McGrath do it, like we've seen Lockie Bramall, like we've seen there was Josh Dacos. Some of these half-backers who have stinkers, and by stinkers I mean miss anywhere between 5 and 10 posies, they have all bounced back. So I'm very bullish on Stewart. 25. Again, there's a bunch here to choose from. Anyone you want to speak about? Far out. He's popping the fuck off. Yeah, we were very happy to get him last week for 25. At this rate, just keep it going. When he's averaging 34 in his last 3 games, so good. I've also included another one for 25, and that is Bailey Smith, who has not missed at Geelong. And as Jono and I were speculating, we feel like Geelong can't drop their guard too much. If they will, it'll be an old boy Dangerfield missing. I feel like Bailey Smith has to play, and has to play well. And what do they call him? Like the Dash Brothers or something? Bailey Smith and Max. Yeah. So Smith has shown no signs not to bet on, and he's playing with like an edge. So I like the intent. Bailey Smith is liking playing footy again. Yeah, what's he paying? $1.01, finger to the crowd. Yeah. He likes being the bad boy. Yeah. Yeah, and because, as Jono just touched on, my concern was Carlton's mid get a lot of the footy. So I was like, can Bailey Smith still get it? As Jono was saying, the Bailey Smith's great option is that he can lead up around the ground and provide that option. Plus, it's fun to bet on him right now because, he looks, majestic out there with the headband and the long hair. So get on board. Sam Walsh coming off a miss. Look, he can have not quiet games. He gets very close, but it just kind of depends what he plays. If he can run, do what he wants, wing around ball, doesn't have to do it super contested. Actually, can you look who got a bump up in CBAs? Because I know Paddy Cripps fell off. Of course. Well, yeah, I like Sam Walsh, but there's a couple of other options that'll go first. Speaking of Hewitt and Smith, and that's why, yeah. true. Chera, I've highlighted for 25. His one miss was 23, but I've included him for 20 at this point in time. And again, haven't done the bet because I need to see sort of what happens the game before. Last thing, goal scorers, highlighted a bunch. Ollie Henry, he has gone hit, miss, hit, miss, hit, miss. I don't really like a 50-50 player, but I think he's better than that. What was just worrying that he got a bunch, not a bunch, he got a few posies in the back line last week. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want my goal scorer down in the back line. Yeah, all that's getting me across the line with him is just coming off a miss and, you know, just had a good form last year. Shannon Neal, I thought would, not to be harsh, I thought would be a bit more promising. Been a bit flat to start the year, going like, you know, just over 50%, having misses. But again, I like someone who comes off a miss, and all he needs to do is get like 4 or 5 posies. There's most likely going to be a goal in one of those posies. Yeah. It's just not enough to get me over the line. Sean Manor, though, has been in great form. But again, yeah, he's only played 3 and he came off a miss. And I'm pretty sure he kicked a point in those games. Going off the top of my head, Sean Manor. Otherwise, yeah, so 3 games and he kicked 2 points. So what is great about that is he's always having scoring shots. Yeah, and again, against Carlton, who we spoke about at the start, who, like, I don't want to say they're back just yet because they've only beaten the bottom teams who they beat last year. So against Geelong, I feel like Geelong should win this. So. It was, you're right. Yeah. Oh, do you reckon Sam DeConing's going back in the ruck? Oh, actually, is Reece Stanley playing? Nah, he's here. Nah, yeah. He is. Yeah. No, true. All right, we'll head on to the last game here. All right, and for the last game of the round, Hawthorn versus West Coast. Hawthorn are $1.04. It's crazy. They're 7th on the ladder right now when they should be finishing top 4. Let me switch over to my bet. I have, again, not placed this because I want to see what's happening beforehand. I've gone Sicily, Baker, Marrick, Warple, Reed. I hate it when it gets out of order. So anyway, from the 15 posse bracket, we have Sicily and Reed. I'll just touch on the ones first. McGovern, 10 out of 10. Even when he looks gassed, he still hits. Even when he got injured, he still hits. Jack Graham has not missed for playing at West Coast this year. But yeah, anyone you like from this one? 10 out of 10. He is coming back. So yeah, he was a bit just like Tom Stewart. Both of them had fucking mares. Yeah, I think, yeah, he will definitely bounce back. And we're only asking 15. And the reason we're getting him for a good price, you're probably like, what the fuck? He could be playing forward, but he's still going to get a bunch of it. It's against West Coast. Like, I don't really care where he's 15. Yeah, you're asking the captain, James Sicily, great player for 15. I feel like that is probably then my lock of the week. Yep. I've highlighted Scrimshaw, loved him, got him last week. Only reason I'm just kind of slightly on the fence is against West Coast. I think Hawthorn, like $1.04 at Marvel, flat track will just wipe him clean. That's my thought anyway. That's why I haven't included him. Apart from that, I like Scrimshaw. Harley Reid. Yeah, no, I think so too. And he's only, I think he had the one miss and that was to start the year. So otherwise he's been great. $1.30, I think he's great value there. Carl Amon, who we have ridden, I'm pretty sure every game this year in the 20 posi bracket. Same little hiccup as Scrimshaw. Look, Carl Amon will play more up the ground, handball receives, loves to switch it, loves to get involved. I just don't want to do that for his shortest price he's been all year against West Coast. So that's the only concern there. On the other hand, Warple, a midfielder, yeah, how much footy did West Coast get? Like, not much in their mid. No Connor Nash, no Tim Kelly as well. Yeah. And Warple again, he's 18. I can't remember if that was a miss. If there was a reason for that, but he got 11 posies in the first game of the year. He got subbed out, and that was like half time. He was on track. He is great. I really like Warple. Liam Baker hasn't missed since going to West Coast. He's 9 out of 10. Like, no reason. The only West Coast players that I really like for this one are players in the mid or players who are getting kickouts, which is why we've got Marek, who I'll speak on in a second. But yeah, I really like what Liam Baker's been doing. Yeah. And yeah, I really like this one too. And it's for $5, which I think is great value. And Marek, who he's started like every game on fire. Like, he's been on track for 25 posies every game, and then he kind of fades out. And 20 posies for a game for Ryan Marek, I feel like is very quiet. And like we've just been saying, Hawthorn, I think, are going to absolutely pump West Coast. And I feel like there's like 8 kick-ins for Ryan Marek. Yeah, I'm just hoping they just kick a barrel of points for this game. It'll be great. And if, what's his name? If McGovern is taking kickouts, I feel like he's going to look for, yeah. And Jeremy McGovern has also been just a little bit injury prone, and he's old as shit now. So if he's getting bruised and battered by Sicily or Chol, he's just going to be like, ah, fuck it. Marek, you take the kick out type of vibe. So like that one. 25 posi bracket. I've highlighted Newcomb, but like, he's 8 out of 10. I don't really have a reason not to, other than like he'll feast against West Coast. And there's no Nash, yeah, and yeah, no, I do like what I'm seeing there. I just feel like the other options we've got just push him out to, like, you know, the 6th option. Yeah, they are, that we don't need another one. But if you were, I don't know, maybe not feeling confident on someone else there, swap them out. But I like all of them before Newcomb. Yeah, albeit he'll hit, but yeah, like we just spoke on. Goal scorers, I don't like. Oh, you know what? I maybe could have like looked at. I don't know. I don't like Waterman for $1.08. Oh yeah, $1.30, and he seemed to still kick one despite West Coast. No, it's yeah, Marvel. So yeah, Matt Owies, who I really liked for Carlton, has gone hit miss, which is all understandable. He's at West Coast now. Can't expect him to be doing that. Yeah, it just, I don't know. Nothing really screams out there. So anyone else you want to touch on for this game? It is kind of hard. Well, not all the. Hey, I might have to go place this after we've done recording here. Yeah, true. Now, well, anyway, that's the recap for this week. Jono and I might look to include locks of the week, and we might, Jono will probably be included in the recap videos now because he's back from holiday. Exactly, so that'll be great. We'll include our locks, maybe people to avoid, think about, but yeah, we'll do that in the recap video. But otherwise, yeah, and not to mention, like, if you guys in the post sections spoke about like Jack Viney for 20. I know I think he missed, but I really like the like, oh, what do you think of this player? What do you think of this? Or I don't know if there's someone I missed, because John and I go through this and make sure to pick up everyone, but sometimes there's a bit of cheeky value that falls down the bottom here that we might not see. Great point. You could be like me and be insanely bullish on Zorko despite all the noise. He's hit. Yeah, no, but until then, we'll ride with him. But like I said, I'll post the Gold Coast Sydney game in the YouTube post section because we don't have the data at the moment. But yeah, hopefully we have a good week, and John and I will probably chat to you next week. Yes, do that. All right, too easy. Chat next week. Peace.